means a lot to me that y'all are here to celebrate this achievement. As I was writing this speech, it occurred to me how far I had come. I was thinking about some of the highlights of my scouting career, and I want to share some stories that kind of highlighted my career. First comes from Philmont. Mr. Horn mentioned the day that we summited Mount Baldy. And not only was it Father's Day, it was, I think we started at 8,000 feet above? 9,000, okay. So, we wake up, I think, 1 or 2 in the morning, and we start hiking, and we just try and straight shoot because we're trying to get there before sunrise. And so, we're going up, and we get to the very last part of the hike. And basically, how it works is you go straight up, and then there's this part called the saddle, where it goes flat, and then it's a straight shot up to the very top. So we get up to the saddle, and we're all super happy, like we're almost there. And we look back, and someone in our group is not there. And we realize Jackson Horn is not there. So we go down the trail a little bit, we find him, and he looks like he is about to die. He looks really bad. So we figure out he has some pretty intense, altitude sickness. That's what it is. It was not a fun time for Jackson. But we ended up having to make the decision to either leave Jackson behind and go to the summit, or to be the nice people that we should have been, and going back down with him. It was a tough decision, we eventually decided to go back down and be nice people and go help Jackson feel okay again instead of going to the top. But I feel like that was a kind of defining moment, and I feel like my and a lot of our scouting careers, it was, do we choose ourselves or do we choose Jackson? So that was one of the things that I kind of was thinking about. I was writing the speech. Another kind of experience that I was going through around the same time, a little bit later, was my Eagle project. And so I think it was Mr. Hall, no, it was Mr. DeBlanc, talked about my Eagle project. I built some tether rock poles for the Pines Catholic Camp out in Big Sandy. It's about 30 miles east of Tyler. And so I already knew this was going to be kind of a difficult project to do. I ended up planning it for it to be like a weekend event. So people would stay in cabins, and then we'd eat there. The camp would provide food for us. And this is in January. And so this is about a week out, and we have everything pretty much down. And we're looking at the forecast, my mom and I, and we see there's a tiny chance of snow the day before. And we're like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not going to snow. It's fine. So the day before my project comes, and I look outside in the morning, and it's just all white, all snow. So we're like, amazing. How are we getting like 13 people out, like 3 hours, like 3 hours out in snow and ice? And for a cherry on top, my friend Dominic had moved to Wisconsin the year before. He was flying down. His flight got delayed, I believe, about 11 hours. So it was definitely a rough experience to figure out how to make this work. And to top it all off, the only reason that we were going to get fed from the camp is because there was a retreat group out there for that weekend. So we were going to be able to use their food. When the snowstorm hit, the retreat group ended up canceling. And so with about 24 hours left, the beneficiary called me. He's like, hey, by the way, the retreat group's not coming. You don't have any food. So in about 24 hours, I had to figure out how to get people out there in ice, how to change the schedule so that Dominic could come in and not be able to miss it, and also how to feed everyone. So we eventually got through it. It was not, the greatest couple of days of my life, but we did it, and I feel like that was another character building thing that I went through that really kind of defined my scouting career. And I think those kind of were two of my biggest moments, and I want to go through a couple funnier stories that I feel like were highlights as far as like humor of my scouting career. first one comes from last summer. We were at the Summit Bechtel Reserve in West Virginia, and we were doing the New River Adventure. So it's 4 days of paddling and a whitewater rafting. But no, Chase. We were with a couple other troops during this trek, and there was something that we like to do. It was called a ducky tower. And so the duckies were the boats that we were in, and so we would get off boats in the river, and we would put them all together and see how high we could stack these boats. And so my friend Chase, he decided that it'd be a good idea to bring his phone on the river. He had purchased a phone lanyard with a waterproof case to put his phone in, and so we were doing another ducky mountain, and Chase flips his boat over and tries to put it on. What he didn't realize is that he did not have his lanyard on his neck. He had it in his boat. So he flips it over and he puts it on top, and we finish the ducky mountain. It falls, and then someone from across the river yells, "Hey, whose water bottle is this?" And it's Chase's. And at that point, Chase realizes that his phone is about 110 feet deep in the New River in West Virginia, and it is still there to this day. So Chase, I'm sorry to your mom. And, the new phone expense. Just a couple more.